Hey, welcome back to There's Layers to It, everybody.
Hello, hello.
We are coming back at you again with another great episode. Today is May 24th. Currently, we have the start of the NBA playoffs going on. So, as you know, we are some basketball guys. Exciting times. So far, I'd say the games have been pretty good. A couple of those playing games were kind of ass, but
Kinda ass
oh, they were atrocious.
or completely ass.
They were bad. They were big time bad. But this is how I wanted to start off with the playing games. I wanted to know, as an NBA fan, how you feel about them.
They're pointless. They're pointless as hell.
So going forward, do you want to see either of these
No,
games in the future?
no,
So not even the 7-8 matchup to see if they want to
no,
flip flop. You're cool with them just running the
no,
season out like that.
no. The only reason that should have been done was from last year, and that's because we were in midst of a pandemic. And like I was telling everyone else, the only reason that it actually did happen is because at the when COVID struck, literally every individual in the West was in playoff contention. And really, there was what, one or two teams in the East that was in playoff contention? Whereas, like,
Last year, yeah, you had two.
yes.
This year was a little bit more well-rounded in the teams that we had. Everyone seemed to have very similar records, but I
Yeah, but it wasn't like how it was last year.
no. I mean, they played the whole 72 games and they did it to try and spice it up and add more teams. And
No. No.
like I think the only game that I truly enjoyed out of all the playing games was those Lakers versus Warriors games. Steph did had a good second game against the Grizzlies, but I didn't find that game to be as entertaining.
I enjoyed the Celtics versus the Wizards.
Oh, that's where Jason Tatum went and dropped 50. That was a good one.
Yes.
But the playing games in general, I mean, they were okay. I understand why they had it this year, and I know I said I only like the 7 and 8 games. And if they were to bring this idea back, I think they should only do the 7 and 8 team or 7 and 8 seed play-ins, so that way they can have a chance on whether they play the 1 or the 2 seed. But the 9-10 that can stay at home.
No.
But I know it's supposed to be anti-tanking.
How was that anti-tanking?
It's supposed to provide teams an option to get into the playoffs instead of tanking to get a worse draft pick. I don't know how well it would work out, but I've heard from many people that was the idea behind them, as well as to give
Oh,
other teams an opportunity to get in on the shortened season.
I think it makes no sense.
But you want nothing to do with
Things
them.
things should go. Shaq even said the shit should be. It should have been last year, this year, and that's it. Like that's moving forward. We shouldn't have this. I don't even think that we should have like a. You know how they're Adam Silver's bringing back the idea of like a tournament in the middle of the season. Like I don't think that should be a thing either.
No, I think that should stay to like a college thing because college teams do that. You got like the ACC versus Big Ten challenge, stuff like that. Leave that to the college game. All this stuff, they already play 82 games. Let's
Well, they're
play.
trying to get people back interested in basketball, and what I mean by that is like I'm just gonna throw out a random number. Like every decade, every 10 years, the NBA comes up with like ideas to try and get either A, more individuals watching it, or B, B, try and keep the individuals watching it who are just like falling off of just not wanting to watch it anymore, basically.
I agree. Every sports organization should have that idea to grow their sport. Like baseball's trying it and failing, football's trying it and kind of succeeding,
Well,
kind of
what
not.
are they trying to
Well, they
wear?
just added the 17th game.
I think that's stupid.
Well, I mean, it's all one to try and bring in more money. Same thing with like the playing games. Same thing with all these ideas is trying to add revenue to
Well,
the
yeah,
owners'
yeah.
pockets.
At the end of the day, it is more money, but
But I agree to the fact that I don't believe some of these things they're doing is actually beneficial for the game. Like that 17th game in the NFL, I think is going to hurt people. The play-in series,
well, aren't they taking away preseason games, like two preseason games?
they might have. I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember.
They're taking away
But they should.
a preseason or two to try and like, I guess, fluff it up a little bit. But it's just, really, individuals are just upset because they have to be in football a week longer than what they want to be.
Very true. I mean, for the public eye, yeah, it's cool. We got another game, but I want to see how it affects the injury rates. I want to see how it affects the players' morale. Like they were already
We kind of talked about that before. I think some individuals, i.e., in the last conversation, Alvin Kamara should have
an off day.
an off day.
Yeah, I remember that conversation. It was kind of funny. I do. But it's interesting. Do you have anything for like the sports world that they could do that might bring interest into other people, like to outside individuals? You don't have any ideas?
No.
So
I mean, it's kind of like with wrestling, right? Like if you watch it, you watch it. Unfortunately, like if you don't, you don't. Like I can't go out and avidly convince someone to just start watching wrestling as much as I do, or just like even a little bit.
I don't think there's many people who do watch wrestling as much as you do.
Well, I'm just saying, like in general, like I really can't convince someone to just sit down and just watch an episode of fucking Dynamite with me, like unless I have some ammunition. But I mean, sometimes I know when a good Dynamite is coming on, but I mean, there's some less than stellar Dynamites. I haven't seen a bad Dynamite, but there's just some less than stellar ones that just aren't as good as like
every TV show has shows that aren't as good as the other episodes.
Right. And
like it happens.
And that's just like with like NBA games and like football games. Like you watch some games and they're fucking amazing.
And the other ones are like some of those playing games where you got 40-point blowouts
Like
at the half.
Like how can you get people to watch those games? And if that's their first, if this is someone who just comes in and is like, okay, I'm gonna give basketball a try just because it's on, and you know they're trying something new with these playing games, and then I see the Charlotte Hornets get
dogged out. They got dogged out.
They got completely dogged. Like I don't.
They didn't even show up to the game at this point. Honestly,
I avidly watch basketball. I didn't even want to watch that shit.
I was watching it out of the pure sports better, but even then I was disappointed.
Man, I just started doing other shit while the game was on. I just left it on because you were watching it.
I know. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I told you, but if any more goes, I'm gonna just get up and just wander and do other shit. Because I'm not about to just sit here and just watch teams just get blown the absolute hell out like this. I'll wait until the fourth quarter until they start to come back. Oh my god!
The fourth quarter is always comeback time. I swear you can't get away from those fourth quarter comebacks. Even when they're down, they'll always try and somewhat pull it close.
I'll be damned. I understand what your dad was talking about. Your father was completely right.
About what?
About basketball. Remember he was telling us like no one really gives a fuck about the first 3 quarters?
Well, everyone knows that in the NBA, like the only real important time to watch is the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
The last 2 minutes of every game is the most important time to watch. Unless it's a blowout of like plus 15. If anywhere under 15 going into the fourth quarter, any team has a chance nowadays. Just with the ability to shoot threes with everybody on the court, unless you're a team like Memphis who doesn't shoot a lot of three-pointers and make a lot of three-pointers, like it's easy to come back.
Yeah, but, I mean, the other day Milwaukee went 5 for fucking 30-something and ended up beating the Heat.
Well, that's what happens when you have a good team. But it's not every day that everyone hits all the three-pointers. That's just what today's league has turned into.
Just in case, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I was like completely sexually harassed.
Someone grope your ass?
Well, no, like they may as well have, dude. They were undressing me with their eyes all day. I didn't even think I looked that good. Either I was getting sized up by literally everyone, like.
Yeah,
like every fucking person that I passed today was sizing me up, and I almost wanted to swing on a couple people because where I come from, that's
you don't look somebody up and down like that.
You don't just size them up like that. Like when I tell you every person that I passed today was sizing me up, it was ridiculous. I don't know why I'm talking a thing like that, but Regardless, I was getting sized up today. It made me uncomfortable.
Hmm. All right. You know what I gotta do?
What?
I gotta talk some anime.
Okay.
I gotta shout out a couple shows. Uh, First and foremost, everybody, we've talked about anime on here multiple times. If you haven't been watching anime, step your game up, get up on the anime train. I just gotta give a shout out to Hunter x Hunter. I have not finished it yet. I only got like 20 more episodes to go, but this show, hands down, I catch myself. Dog, I kid you not. I'll be watching episodes, right? And I find myself like way too emotionally invested into the story and the characters. So like they'll be getting into a fight, and I'll be
No, it just
sitting there
goes to
just
show that you're not a fucking tin man, you Billy Bob.
I will sit there and root for like for an instance like Kiowa just got into a fight. He's one of the main characters in this show against one of the royal guards, and he pulled out one of these moves, and I got so excited. I was like, yeah, let's go, getting pumped up like I was at a sports game. I need to go to a sports game, I guess is
That
what
was
I'm
a
getting to the is what I'm
hot.
getting to.
What? How did those?
I am so emotionally invested into my shows because I have no sports that I've been able to go to. So all my like
No,
cheering and energy, I've never rooted for shows like this before. Like never. I've never been so emotionally
not
invested
even,
in the characters.
not even Outer Banks.
Not even Outer Banks. Like I
Oh,
wasn't
you
rooting for
crazy.
John B to go out and like
Oh, you
find the
crazy.
treasure. But I catch
I'm.
myself out here rooting for Gon and Killua all the time, or any other of these animes I've watched. Like Akame, I was rooting for Akame the whole time. If you
I
want to get
don't
Attack
watch.
on Titan, I'm rooting for Eren.
I don't watch shows now unless I don't. I don't deal with shows or video games unless I am emotionally invested. Now.
Do you think that that has anything to do with just like growing as an individual, or do you like growing older?
Yeah. Because I mean, there's a lot of things that I used to get really excited about as a child, and as you get older, I mean, there's not really too many things that capture my attention, and I feel like I need some of that. Not I feel like I do need that in my life, just so I can make sure I'm not turning into a fucking robot. Like, okay, like God of War, everyone and their grandmama knows.
That's an emotionally investing game.
I was ever since the first 2 seconds of the game, I was hooked emotionally and spiritually. I was in that shit. That's just like wrestling, emotionally and physically and spiritually invested in every single fucking match that I watch. So that's basically what I take it from. If I'm this excited about wrestling, there's got to be other things that I'm like excited about, and I'm like want to know, like how. And it's gonna sound like weird, but I just want to know how, like, I guess how it makes me feel. I guess is the way that I'm trying to say it.
I don't know if I completely understand what you're getting at with that. Like I know that when I play games or I'm watching a movie and I'm getting emotionally invested, that if it feels good to feel good. Is that what you're kind of getting at?
Hell
I
no,
don't even
hell
know how
no,
to describe it, man.
because with the game things I need to. I like to be involved in a show or a game that has me on a fucking roller coaster. Like I want to be up like The Walking Dead. The Walking
Oh,
Dead
boring.
had me all over the place.
I hate The Walking Dead. But that's a conversation for a different day.
You
Continue.
can you can have your own opinions. All I know is I cried. Spoiler alert! I cried when if you haven't played this game by now, it's kind of on
Oh,
you.
you're talking about the game series, not the actual TV show.
Well, time out. The actual TV show had me emotionally invested too.
I'm talking about straight TV show. I can't do it.
The
But that game though,
hold
that game
on.
is different. That game is really good.
Hold on, you're telling me from season 1 up to when fucking Glenn died, you weren't emotionally involved with that shit at all.
I was invested for that show from season 3 until season 6, and where I was invested, I wasn't like full fledged into it like I was Game of Thrones or into it like I have been with
Okay,
some
so
of
you
these
weren't
animes.
emotionally invested in Game of Thrones?
No, Game of
Lie to
Thrones,
me.
I was
I was about to
invested.
say
Years
lie to
years
me
of
and say
invested time in Game
lie
of
to me
Thrones.
and
Yeah,
say that
I
you
want to do
were.
that. No, but back onto the topic of like how these shows have just been. I love the fact that I'm getting invested into them. I want to thank everybody for giving me the idea to watch anime. Give a shout out to you for making me watch some of these shows. Like I just appreciate everybody, and I
You
wanted
have to,
everyone to know that I appreciate them for telling me to watch
because you
this.
have to expand your knowledge on things. If you're just getting excited about sports, I feel like eventually it's not gonna be
As exciting.
as exciting.
Welcome to my life.
But I don't know. It's different. It's different with
That's where
me.
sports betting comes in now for me.
Well, yeah, I guess. But
Shout out to all the bad bets out there. If you got a bad bet, drop it down below because I feel sorry for you just like me and my bad bets. So I want to hear all your guys' worst bets.
yeah, because apparently you have a gambling addiction that we don't know about.
I guess I have a secret gambling addiction, even though I haven't lost money doing gambling. So that's a good idea for me.
Dumbass.
Yeah, I know. Fuck. Look, if I end up in the streets because I sports gambled all my money away,
Well, I wasn't calling you a dumbass. I was kind of looking at the camera and hoping that the individual that I was calling a dumbass would kind of
we'll hope
just
you're watching. If you're not watching, we'll tell you to your face in a couple days, probably.
dumbass.
Dumbass. No. But if I end up broke from sports gambling,
That'll be your fault.
it will be my fault. I will also allow 10 individuals to just slap my neck as hard as they can. Just 10.
Well,
No more, no less.
I think slapping your neck will be like the least of your worries.
All right. Well, I'll come up with
If
I'll think about it and come up with something better, guys. All right.
I don't know, man. I think
Hey, drop some ideas down in the comment section below, all right? Along with your bad bets. I also want some anime shout-outs. Drop them down in the comments below. And then if you're enjoying this video, you're enjoying our podcast, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow the channel. All of our social media is at There's Layers to It. All right. Well, let's find something special to wrap this up with. I don't know. Tell us a joke.
Knock.
Who's there?
I don't know.
I don't know who.
I don't know.
Oh, shit. Fuck you, too.
I don't know how you walked right in there to that one.
I don't know. But
let me see if I can find a good dad joke real quick.
we need something clever to end this up off on.
I wish I could find those ones that I've been sending you on.
On Instagram with the guys. Yeah, I know what you mean. Those dudes are funny.
Those dudes are hilarious.
We could do some shit like that. We could easily do some shit like that.
Why can't a fish play basketball? Because it's afraid of the net.
That's so fucking funny. Shout out to those guys. Funny dudes.
That one doesn't make any sense. Two guys walked into a bar. The third guy ducked.
Get it? They hit their heads on the bar. The third guy, he didn't.
Oh, that was a good joke.
All right, guys. Mario doesn't understand simple dad jokes, so let's go home on that one. Thanks for joining. There's Layers to It.
Hey, man, I'm sorry that I forget how dad jokes are set up, man. It takes me a minute to understand, though.
The best worst podcast around. That's us over here at the Layers. Thanks for joining us. We're gonna give you guys 1,000,001 more episodes.
What do you call a pudgy psychic?
You?
I'd have beat your ass. I'm not even gonna tell you now.
Oh, that's good.
And it was funny too.
I think my answer was just as funny.
I don't think so.
Well, that's all right. You got another one? No?
No.
No? All right.
No.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh, I got something for you.
Oh.
You ready?
Oh,
You
you
ready?
guys ready for this?
You ready?
I already know what it is.
You ready?
I already know what it is.
You ready for this?
What you got?
Hold on.
What you got?
Oh, I got a quarter for you.
Oh, yeah. Do you?
Oh wait, no.
Do you?
I got one thing for you.
Yep. Oh, I missed. All right, guys. Yeah, I deserve that one. All right, I deserve it.
Dumbass.
I definitely deserve it.
Now I called you a dumbass.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Bye.